Hey y'all, it's me. Um, Let me pull this a little closer. Just, uh, just got a um, text from Aaron, and he's kind of irritated with some of the comments. I'm rocking. I'm sorry. I have a hard time sitting still if I'm in a rocking chair. Some comments that he was getting today, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go on and I'm going to clear up some misunderstandings right away because I don't want this to blossom. I know that 99.9% of y'all absolutely um, understand that family situations are just that, family situations, and the YouTube end of it is not somewhere. I mean, um, if I feel like I need to talk to some of us have talked privately about our the deaths of our children and different things like that. I will absolutely talk about personal things when I think it's necessary. This is something I haven't felt like it was necessary because it's really amongst the four of us, Hugh and myself and Corey and Aaron, it's not that big of a deal. It was a hurtful situation last week. We very quickly resolved it and came to a solution. But I'm going to go ahead and address it because Aaron's getting some nasty comments on his video today, and I've gotten some unpleasant comments on my videos over the past week or so. And there's so many of you on here that I just feel like you are sisters, and um, I feel like I could trust you with, my deepest feelings. But you also understand that sometimes family things need to just stay within a family. All right, this is the situation. Aaron and Corey need some space. Hugh and I were in their exact situation. Let me see, 41 years, no, 41 years, 40 years ago, when Aaron was a tiny infant. Uh, if you remember back in the 80s, the job situation was horrendous. We had moved to Idaho for a year when he was a tiny infant, and then moved back, and there were no jobs to be had. We had little sharecroppers um, home on the property that needed to totally be gutted and rebuilt from scratch, and that was going to take a while. So Hugh's mom and daddy invited us to stay with them. We lived back there where Aaron and Corey were staying, and we were there for 2.5 years. It was a tough 2.5 years on me and Hugh, and I'm fairly certain that it was a tough 2.5 years on Hugh's mama. I doubt it was for his daddy because his daddy was always at work or always out on the farm or always making music somewhere. But family situations in the United States, it's a rare situation for extended families to be able to live together for a length of time. Um, in other countries, it's just part of their culture and they do very well with it. But Hugh and I actually encouraged Aaron and Corey to consider some time away from here, a year, 2 years, however long, they just want to be just out on their own. Aaron just came out of a really bad situation last year, a 20-year marriage that ended in divorce. And so it's been his heart has been in upheaval for a long time. He just needs some space to heal. And you and I are totally on board with this, girls. We absolutely are. As a matter of fact, let me put a little secret bug in your ear. Hugh and I have never been empty nesters because at some point in time, when Aaron first came out of the military, he and his whole family lived downstairs in our downstairs apartment when we were in Canton for a couple of years while they were getting on their feet. And then after they moved out, my mother moved in and lived with us for the last 14 years of her life. Something's itching my nose out here. The last 14 years of her life before her last year was in nursing care because she reached the point that I could no longer adequately care for her at home. And then Chelsea had lived with us until she was about 26. And let me see. And then in 2019, we encouraged her to move in with us so that she could save some money toward actually purchasing a home at some point. And she did live with us until the pandemic hit. And Chelsea, as a paramedic, said, "No, Mom, I'm not staying here. I am exposed to this all day, every day." So she moved to Asheville to be close to her job. And there was a very short window of time when Hugh and I were empty nesters. And we're actually looking forward to that. We're not decrepit at all. We are very, very capable of taking care of ourselves and doing 99.9% of everything that needs to be done on this property. When that percentage that we can't do, we'll call Aaron and he'll be here, Johnny, on the spot, because he loves us and he is absolutely committed to helping his daddy with anything his daddy needs help with. He's only an hour away, and they have the most phenomenal opportunity to live right next to a deer rehab with tons and tons of tiny little baby deer, and they're adorable. They're in raccoon babies and just all different types of little animals, and they'll be volunteering there and having a blast. This is right up his alley, and he and Corey will have an opportunity to really build a relationship together without the extended family being just constantly underfoot. And if you've ever lived in a situation where there's multiple families inside of one home, you understand exactly what I'm saying. So please do not attack him for leaving me and Hugh. We encouraged him to leave me and Hugh so that we can be empty nesters for a while, and so he and Corey can build their relationship strong. And then at some point in the future, maybe in a couple of years or so, if they decide to move back here, that's wonderful. And we will welcome them with open arms, and they will absolutely be a blessing to be here. And we'll all be a little bit more prepared for just the dynamics of blending two families. The way things happened last week was not necessarily the way I would like for them to have. But you know what? We're all on a journey. We all make mistakes, and I am absolutely not a perfect individual. My son is not a perfect individual. Hugh is not a perfect individual. Corey is not a perfect individual. And sometimes all of those imperfect individuals can make a mess. But we made our mess, we cleaned it up, and we are absolutely looking forward to this next chapter in all of our lives. So listen, family, listen, my precious little family. Do not worry about me and Hugh. We're looking forward to this time also. Aiden may possibly be moving up here to move into that back section, so we still won't exactly be empty nesters. But, you know, it's different with your grandchildren, and he's by himself. And we're just giving him that option so that he can be with his little dog. And, well, 3 of the little dogs, Panda and Moxley and Maggie, I can't blend them with my dogs because they will fight. And Panda is Aiden's dog, and he hasn't been able to take her down to live with him down at Chelsea's because of all of Chelsea's cats. And Panda has an aggressive nature when it comes to little cats, so that's not a situation that can happen. So it might work out well for him to come up here and to live in the back with the 3 doggies that Aaron and Corey were not able to take all the dogs with them. They were able to take Copper and Corey's 2 little ones, Zelda. I miss little Zelda. She's a sweet little thing. And Shiloh. And so that's actually a very, very blessed situation also, to be able to take that many dogs with them into a living situation. But I told Aaron, I said, don't even, because he was going to look for foster care for the 3 in the back. And I said, you know, just don't. Leave them with me. I have enough time in my day. I can go back there and sit with them and read, and especially when I'm reading or doing something quiet like that. And I go back there and sit with them. Yesterday evening we had that horrible storm, and I left Hugh in the front with our 6, and I said I'm going to go back and sit with the pups in the back because Maggie is terrified of thunderstorms, and she crawled up on my lap and she laid there and trembled for the hour and a half that the storm was passing through. But you know, it's a workable situation. We will manage it just well, and I think that all of these things, when they come into our lives, if we handle them adequately, it's a growing opportunity for us all. And I just wanted y'all to understand this situation, because whether you even go on Aaron's video and comment or not, I still want you to understand, because I feel like we're a really big family, and it's kind of a bit difficult when there's 2 video channels that are so closely linked, because then you kind of I don't know, maybe sometimes get a wrong opinion from one or the other. And so I'm just going to make this just a whenever I feel like something might be brewing or misunderstandings are happening, I'm just going to nip it in the bud and go ahead and put this. Now, that's what I thought I was doing last week, but it ended up being that bud was not developing into what I thought it was. That one was actually nipped in the wrong bud. I cut that one down at the base, but anyway, that was my opportunity to make a mess, but I've cleaned it up, I think. So anyway, that's where we are. Aaron and Corey will be putting out videos from their new location, and he will still be putting out videos from over here, because they'll be coming over here probably every weekend to continue moving us toward where their vision is. You know, Aaron and Corey will be still pursuing what they were originally pursuing over here, but it is just postponed for now, and they're taking the opportunity to just like I said, build their lives together and just experience some things that once they get settled in here permanently, they'll probably never have the opportunity to do these things again. And so anyway, in the meantime, this coming October will be the 43rd anniversary for me and this old dude that I'm living with that I love to the moon and back. And I'm just planning on having this year just be kind of as romantic as we can make it. I don't even remember what romance even looks like, but I might just make him a special candlelit dinner every now and then. And we've never been much for dancing because we step all over each other's feet, but we may just try to see if we can just enjoy our empty nest days as well. All right, y'all. I love you. I do. I love you to the moon and back. Let's just love each other through the hard times as well as the fun times. And I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.